Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. In case you're new here, my name is Kisha. I blog every day at kjaggers.com. You can find that link below. So I am back today with another delicious crockpot meal. It's sunny, hot here, and I don't want to start my oven, and I'm going to be making meatball sliders. This is an easy recipe. I am making my own fresh meatballs that I'm cooking all the way through in the crock pot, but you could definitely use frozen. They have a ton of different kinds, at least at my local grocery store, but I'm making a very simple meatball with ground chuck, some breadcrumbs, some eggs, a little garlic powder, a little bit of dried thyme, and some salt and pepper. I'm not going to do a whole lot to these meatballs because they're going to be flavored with chili sauce. You need one 12-ounce jar, and then you need an 18-ounce jar of the Smucker's Concord jelly. This was a recipe from my grandmother, but it's everywhere. Everybody has tried this before, I'm sure, but this combination for meatballs is divine. So I'm going to get busy making my meatballs. You can definitely check out my recipe on my blog, or you can just buy some frozen ones. But again, I'm just going to mix up the breadcrumbs and the ground chuck and the seasonings and roll them out, and then we will get them in the crock pot to start cooking. So all the seasonings for the meatballs are in the bowl. I'm going to use clean hands and mix it up and roll out some meatballs. I've already got my crock pot on high, and I will just add them in as I make them. And I always spray my crock pot with nonstick spray just in case, so you might want to do that. I forgot to get out the ketchup and the Worcestershire sauce that I add to my meatballs, and I also added some minced onion to my breadcrumbs, which I forgot to mention. So now I'm going to roll these up and get them in the crock pot. So that is about the size I like, and right in it goes. Now many more to make. Okay, so there they are. It's totally fine to stack the meatballs in this recipe. Number one, once they start cooking, you're going to turn them around, but the crock pot is going to heat all the way through, and as it heats, it's going to cook even the meatballs on top. So let me put a lid on while we get our sauce ready. Now, I have my crock pot on high for 6 hours. And the best way I found to do the sauce, and my grandma didn't do it this way, she just dumped everything in, but I find it works better if you take the chili sauce and the grape jelly and just mix it up in the same bowl you mixed up your meatballs with, and then dump it over, because that ensures that everything's mixed up really well. So I know it doesn't look too appetizing, but here's the chili sauce and the grape jelly. We're just going to pour that over the meatballs and let them cook. So now the lid goes on. We'll check them in about 2 or 3 hours, kind of turn them, move them around a little bit. This is going to be amazing. I know that sauce might be new to some of you guys. It's one of the best combinations you will ever taste with the chili sauce and the grape jelly. So dinner is moving right along. So I'm going to let this cook, like I said, for a couple hours. I'll be turning the meatballs periodically. It's on high for 6 hours. And you're also going to need some little buns. I'm using the King's Hawaiian little mini buns and some cheese. I like provolone. So that is how I'll be serving this up. Make sure you have those if you want to do the little sliders. Otherwise, you could just eat the meatballs just the way they are, because they're so yummy. So the meatballs are done, and they are delicious because I've already had a couple. And if you are serving it up just with the meatballs and not putting it on bread, I would highly suggest cooking your meatballs first and then putting them in, because the fat from the meatballs does kind of thin out the sauce a little bit. But if you are making your own meatballs and you still want to just make them in the crock pot, you could definitely just take the meatballs out very easily and add just a little bit of cornstarch and mix it in really well. And then after it thickens up, just kind of place the meatballs back into the crock pot. But this is delicious. So let me show you what I do next. I just cut up some provolone cheese with my handy dandy pizza cutter, and I'm going to add that to my sandwiches. So I put the little meatballs on a little King's Hawaiian roll. I put the cheese on top and just kind of pressed it down. You can see it's melted, and I'm just serving it up with chips. Now tonight is a very busy night for my family. Jackson's got a lot of stuff going on. Scott's got a lot of stuff going on at work, and this meal is something that everybody can just help themselves to, you know, as they're ready to eat dinner. We're not going to be eating together tonight. We're all going to kind of be eating in our own stages, which is perfect for this kind of dinner. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe, and it's so good. I hope you try it because the meatballs are divine. You could still use frozen meatballs and make the sauce. The sauce is perfect, kind of tangy and sweet and sour. It's just amazing. And then you put that cheese on it and it's even better. So thank you for watching. This recipe will be on my blog at kjaggers.com. It's also in the down bar, and I pin every one of my recipes. So be sure to hop over to Pinterest and follow me if you are interested in finding them that way. But I definitely hope you try this, and if you do, let me know how your family likes it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.